Hey everyone, how's it going? Onita here, and in today's reading vlog we are going to be reading some thrillers. I wanted to read 3, but with the timing of everything I've decided to read 2, and these books I've already kind of read. I read the first chapter of these books and I will leave a link to that in the description and also in the video if you want to check that out. But the 2 books that I have picked out, the 2 books I decided to read. First one is Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. This is my last Gillian Flynn. Is it Gillian or Gillian? Let me know. This is my last Gillian Flynn book, and I'm a little sad it's my last one because I don't know if she's going to be writing anymore. And this one follows Libby Day. She saw her family get massacred by her brother when she was 7 years old, and she put him away in jail for life. There is this group of people that think Ben is innocent and they get in contact with Libby, but little does Libby know that that day everyone had something to hide and she starts to question herself. Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. So what this book is, it is a killer that haunts a small southern town, and 2 outcasts, the preacher's daughter and the boy from the wrong side of the tracks, hold the key to uncovering the truth. That's what it's about. You know, I've heard of some people that have read this book and they just did not like it at all. But yeah, when I go on Goodreads and look at people's ratings and reviews, it's not bad ratings, not bad reviews. So I'm just wondering, is this book as bad as everyone is making it out to be? And this is set in a small town called Bottom Springs. It is said to have some sort of folklore. There is this thing called the Lone Man that kind of haunts this place. And it seems like it has some sort of folklore-esque kind of thing going for it. One thing I've noticed, both of these books are small town thriller, murder mystery. Let's have a good time. 1:30 in the afternoon now. It is a Tuesday, and it is my second week of having a 4-day work week. I get 3 days off now, so I am excited. I'm happy. I only read one more chapter of this. I'm up to page 28 and I'm up to Libby Day now, which is like the present day. I just read Patty Day, and Patty is Libby's mother, and it seems like we're going to be following multiple perspectives, which is going to be really interesting just to get the idea, to get the story of how Ben, and we actually get Ben's perspective in this. My jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh my god, we get Ben's perspective of why and how he massacred, or supposedly massacred, his family, leaving Libby as the only survivor. I wonder if it's going to be like a bit of an unreliable narrator because people will remember things differently. So Libby's mother, Patty, remembered having a bit of a strained relationship with her son. Like, she's probably thinking that Ben is going through like a teenage rebellion phase kind of thing, and it seems like Ben is kind of annoyed at his younger sisters. I have one young sister in particular, seems like a really annoying little brat, if I'm being honest with you. The other one is okay. Libby and Ben seem to have a really good relationship. So, why did Libby say that Ben was the one that killed the family, massacred the family? I don't know. But we do get a bit of a glimpse into a bit of a drift amongst Ben and the girls, the ladies like Patty, the mother, and the sisters, and he is kind of breaking away a little bit because he dyed his hair black. I think the family are natural redheads, and the fact that he's dyeing his hair black and how his red hair was such a striking feature about him, and now his hair is black now, it is a definite sign that he is breaking away from the family. And the mother thinks that he has a girlfriend, but nothing was mentioned about the girlfriend. I don't think he has like 2 friends that we know of, but then again, this is just from Patty's point of view. I haven't even touched Ben's point of view. I just happened to flip through the pages and it had said Ben Day, so I don't know if he actually does have a girlfriend. I know he has 2 friends. I don't know what he's gotten up to. I just don't know. I really don't know. But how can the stress of a family relationship, I know there's a stress in every family relationship, every family dynamic. You're not always going to get along with some of your family members, right? So what made him kill his family? I don't know. That is the mystery surrounding this. And the fact that a lot of people think he is innocent and just, oh my gosh, a lot. But I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to uncover the mystery. I did go to the bookshop and this book finally arrived, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Bit of a glossy cover, I can't help that, that's just how it came in the store. I'm not a fan of glossy covers, I prefer the matte cover, but it's fine. I'm so hyped and so excited to get into this book. I really enjoy Ali Hazelwood's books, and having read Bride and really loving it, I'm excited for this one. She's back into her feminist love romance books. I really love this pink cover. It's so nice. And the guy isn't that bad looking either. The guy's kind of attractive. I had a bit of a busy morning. I have my travel documents. They're all set and good to go for September, where I will be spending a month in Italy just to visit family again and spend a bit more time other than spending a week there. You know, it was not enough time. I do have quite a few things to do today. If I try and focus my hardest, because I am quite tired today, I am a little sleepy. If I were to really hunker down and focus and just do like an hour of this, a few minutes of that, that will really help me out a lot. And I am trying my hardest, especially with the previous reading vlog I had done where a wheel chooses how many hours I read for. That really helped me a lot with getting things done, and I'm hoping I can kind of loosely incorporate that into this vlog, into the things I have to do, which is quite a bit, because I do have to edit that wheel how many hours I read for vlog. I have to update my thoughts on the books I've read. Like, the thoughts are my personal thoughts. I will not be doing wrap-ups anymore. I don't like wrap-ups. I don't even like watching them, if I'm being honest. I don't really care, to be honest, that much. I'm more of a vlog person, and just the idea of filming wrap-ups really fills me with dread. Don't like it at all. Yeah, I think there's some other little things I had to do that shouldn't take me long, and I'm hoping to read a few chapters here and there when I feel like I need to, just to give myself a bit of a break. I'll hopefully give you an update when I've read a bit more, when I have something juicy to say about it. But I'm going to get cracking on now with the things I have to do. It is now the next day. It is 8:20 at night now on a Wednesday. I did have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to start work at 6 o'clock, and oddly enough, I still feel pretty awake. I did not have a nap this afternoon. I feel like my body is used to waking up earlier in the mornings, because I do have to get up early on the weekends to work. I start at 7 o'clock on the weekends. I'm not here to talk about my sleep schedule and my work schedule at all. I'm here to talk about this book. I just read Ben's point of view, and it seems like he is doing a lot of self-harm to himself. I'm not saying self-harm as in like cutting his wrists. I'm talking self-harm as in he is purposefully injuring himself, purposefully trying to break his bones. So in a way it kind of is like a self-harm, just no cutting. I have so many thoughts racing in my head and I don't know how to slow them down. We know January 3 was the day that the massacre happened. I have noticed that in Patty Day and Ben Day, that their perspectives are a day before January 2nd. And Libby, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Libby, in need of money because she blew through her money after she was 18. She has like a financial manager, a financial advisor to help her with her money, and people were donating her money. People were giving her money when she was a child. She turned 18, she used up the money a little bit too quickly. Her financial advisor has said, you gotta go find a job. She doesn't want to. She's like in a really bad depression. She doesn't want to get a job. She doesn't think she can handle it with what she's been through. Her financial advisor often gifts her and gives her boxes, gifts and donations and letters. That's the word I was looking for, letters. He often gives her a box of letters that people write to her. She found a letter that was like a new letter. She had 3 letters, which is way less than what it was before in previous years. And the 3 letters, the 3rd letter is one that really caught her attention, caught her eye, because this one is offering her money. But the catch is she has to meet up with this person meet up with this group, this group of serial killer or murder victim fanatics, and she has to try and find any sort of family memories, whether it's notes or anything that relates back to her family, because she'll get decent money. She'll be getting decent money if she sells those kinds of things to this super fan group. And I read the chapter of the super fan group, and oh my gosh, it was disturbing. I do have a bit of an interest, a bit of a fascination with serial killers, but it's more to do with the psychology of these murder suspects, of these serial killers. Like, how does their brain chemistry work? What was their childhood like? How can someone do that? That is what fascinates me. How can someone do so much evil? Were they born evil, or was it their circumstances that were evil? These people are fucking sick. It was eye-opening because it made me think of me and like my kind of interest, because I don't watch a lot of true crime stuff. True crime scares me more than horror movies. I'd rather watch a horror movie than true crime. It was eye-opening, and it was actually kind of disgusting. But Libby is going to she's going to continue doing it because she met up with this group who were super fans of her story, of her family being massacred, and they were really harsh on her in a way. They were really like pretty much interrogating her, saying like, are you sure you're telling the truth? Are you sure you're not like imagining things? Because there's a bit more. I don't know what to say, but all I can say is this group is making Libby rethink some things, just with some circumstances, just with how the murder case was solved. A lot of people believe that Ben Day, Libby's brother, is innocent. My camera battery's flashing and we gotta make this quick. And oh man, there's so much to talk about, but I am really enjoying this. Libby is really starting to ask herself questions, and she's really starting to really think about the murder case and what happened, how the case was wrapped up and stuff like that. Oh my god, I feel like there's something else. I feel like, oh, we actually got a bit of a eyewitness account. Like, we got her flashback memories of the massacre, like the day of the massacre, and everyone in this fan group of the Day family, the Day massacre, have said that things clicked, like the switch flipped on January 2nd, which is the day before the murder, which was January 3rd. So that's why we're seeing Patty Day and Ben Day in January 2nd, like just to see their secrets, because I feel like the family is hiding secrets. It also says in the back that the family could be hiding secrets. I need to find out. I'm so hooked right now. It's been a few days now. I got my hair done and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's the length I wanted. It is the length I wanted. It's just my brain thought it would have been a little bit shorter, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. It looks nice. I never ever know what I want with my hair. I don't know what I want done with it. All I know, I want it chopped. As long as the dead ends and the frizziness is gone, I'm happy. Like I said, it has been a few days now. It is now Tuesday, and I think I last left you on Wednesday last week. Thursday, oh my god, I was so tired Thursday. I couldn't do anything. I was tired. Last night, I finished Dark Places. Gave this 4 stars. So very good. The way I can describe this without really spoiling it for you is that it's kind of like a true crime documentary that you're following in a way. It's not written like that, it just has that kind of feeling for me. I don't really watch a lot of true crime. True crime really terrifies me. But if you watch a lot of true crime, like, I've seen true crime, but if you've watched a lot of true crime, it kind of has similar vibes to that. The ending was left open-ended, and it kind of was like, okay, now you make the choices. It kind of like set the chess pieces for events to come, probably, possibly, I'm not entirely sure. It was a nice ending. I was happy with it. I wasn't angry about it. Things wrapped up good. There were some things I did not see coming. There were some things where I thought, no way is it going to go this way. It went that way. The worst of humanity, which is what Gillian Flynn does really well, worst of humanity in a thriller book. It really showcases different societal structures in society and how they are perceived when it comes to crime. And it sucks. It sucks if you are a lower class person, like a low class, I'm talking very low class person. It's horrible what they go through. It really is. I don't want to say too much. I just go into it blindly, like you should with all thrillers. I really enjoyed it, and it's my last Gillian Flynn as well. I don't know if she's going to be writing anymore. I would really like for her to write more. Love her books. I've read all of them, have given all of them either a 4 or 5 stars, and just like the dark thriller really speaks to me. It really does. It really showcases humanity, like the worst of humanity, and I enjoy it. I like hearing about the best of humanity too, but yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Other than, I think I told you there were different perspectives in this as well. It also talks a lot about family and hardships in family, especially once again with a low-class family. It showcases that family can be assholes as well. And like a struggling single mother, struggling single parent, it was really good. I think this is her debut as well, or was that Sharp Objects? No, I think this is the debut. Oh, second crime one. So the first one must have been Sharp Objects. Okay, so this is her second one. Sharp Objects was the first one. I gave that one a 5 stars. I loved that book. I thought, I'm sorry, before I go and tell you something else, I thought Libby had a really good character development. I thought she was developed quite nicely and quite well. Get flashbacks to that dreadful night when the family was massacred. It was quite gruesome. It was really quite gruesome. Oh, big trigger warnings for animal abuse. It happens more towards the end of the book, but major trigger warnings for animal abuse. It also talks about satanic cults and devil worshipping, and also about what crime investigating was like in the 1980s and how much has changed now in modern day, which was also really eye-opening and very interesting as well. I don't think too much has changed with some cases. I think some cases are just put you away, you fit the bill, you fit like the textbook definition of shit. The worship of true crime, and I think that really showcases that in here, the worship of true crime, of real life victims, real life suspects, and even survivors. It was disturbing. It was disturbing and dark and sickening, and was very eye-opening in that aspect. Yep, really good. Don't have much more to say. Other than, I have started Midnight is the Darkest Hour. I've only read 1 chapter and I don't have too much to say other than I am still intrigued from when I read the first chapter in that video I did to now, me rereading the chapter again. Still incredibly intrigued. I want to know what's happened. I'm getting to the Twilight part now. I don't know. No, I don't want to say it because I'm not entirely sure 100%. Don't have much more to say other than I'm still intrigued. Like, what? I don't know. Like, is this book as bad as everyone is saying it is my main interest of this book. Is it as bad as people say it is, and how much is Twilight mentioned? Because the Twilight portions of the book are more in the 17 years older chapter, so when the main character, whose name is Ruth. So it seems like Ruth's obsession with Twilight is when she's 17 years old. I don't know what that has to do with modern day. I have a theory. Unless it's to do with the fact that her obsession with Twilight is kind of skewing her things a little bit, because there's supposed to be like a vampiric figure in here. Probably not. I'm probably just talking out of my ass, but. And Ruth's father is the priest, and there's this kind of like religious cult, religious worship kind of thing in here. I love that in a book, like this really disturbing, really strong extremist worship with God and all that kind of stuff. I think it's called religious, content warnings: religious fundamentalism, substance abuse, albinism, colonialism, familial violence, sexual violence, child abuse, and murder. So those are the content warnings. If you're reading this, just beware. I haven't experienced those yet, but it's in here. Plans for today. I need to film my TBR, do the thumbnail for that, read this. There's some other things I have to do as well, but I'm going to pace it. I'm going to pace it out, so before I wait for lunch, because my parents are buying lunch, they're getting lunch for us. So but while I wait for them, I'm going to read a little bit more of that, have lunch, eat a donut because I bought donuts as well, film my July TBR. I'm going to edit that tomorrow, we'll do my thumbnail for that today. Not too much more else, I don't think. I really need to start thinking properly about how to read and how to film and edit videos properly. Not properly, but just do a bit of a better job at scheduling things around and making time for reading. It'll happen. I do have Thursday and Friday off, so I could hopefully get a lot of reading done. I've split things up into morning and afternoon. I think I have to start editing this vlog too, so I better not make this clip too long. It's 10 minutes right now that I've been chit-chatting. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm going to stop talking and actually start doing things that I said I was going to do. Sorry about the lack of vlogging. It's been tiring, I've been exhausted, there's been a lot happening in my life right now. But I do have some good news. Last night I finished Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Looking back on the Goodreads reviews, there are not bad reviews for this at all. Like, I think the majority of it is around 3-4 stars, which is pretty good. And I'm one of the ones that gave it 4 stars. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It really does center around religion a lot. I'm not a religious person, however, when there's religion in a book, I just really enjoyed it. It's eye-opening to see how an author portrays religion and to see how these characters interact and how they view religion as well. Talks a lot about power, men in power that abuse it and use it to their own advantage. It's about being brainwashed in this religion, which is pretty much a cult. It really is. And just the lengths that these men will go to gain power and to keep power. Holy crap. It kind of gave me some, like, I haven't seen the show, but it gave me Ozark vibes a little bit. Like, the Low Man does make a bit of an appearance kind of thing, like he is talked about a little bit, but it's more to do with the fact that Bottom Springs is quite, it has some sort of like fairy tale-esque vibes to it. Someone said this is Twilight fan fiction. Kind of is a little bit, with one of the male main characters being pale, dark hair, dark-ish eyes, kind of like a vampire, you know, like sharp teeth kind of thing. But this is better than Twilight in my opinion. And it's also to do with the fact that, I can't remember if I had said this in the introduction, but with Twilight is mentioned a little bit in this book, and it's more to do with the fact that it's a crutch for our main character, for Ruth. It's a crutch for her. It's an ideal world for her, so to speak. It's kind of like a coping mechanism, a doorway to a more open, more free world, I guess you could say. And I love characters that come from opposite ends of each other, and I love characters that are so unlikely to be friends in the eyes of the public, of the fictional public in this book, but they're still best friends anyway. They just click straight off the bat. I love that. 2 unlikely people becoming best friends. Eat that shit up. These characters definitely being brainwashed into this cult type of thing, because it's a cult. I mean, why would you fear God? Like, doesn't God love all? Why would you? I don't understand the idea of fearing God. If he is supposed to be kind and loving towards everyone, you wouldn't be scared of him, you know? So it's kind of weird in a way. And there's kind of like this 1950s, 1920s ideology where women are pretty much nothing, and it's these characters taking revenge, getting justice. It's like a big F you to these people in power, and taking their own power back and getting freedom and breaking free from this cult. It's, oh man, there's a lot. There was a bit of a slow point a little bit in the middle of the book. Towards the 3/4 way mark was a little bit slow. It really focused more on the character's backstory, but those backstories have a purpose, okay? Little Easter eggs planted all the way through. It has a purpose. Gosh, what else can I say about this? It's just, I really enjoyed it. My first Ashley Winstead, definitely will be reading more. Really love this. Like the last 50 or so pages, action-packed, go. It's like time is running out, quickly go. 2 books I gave 4 stars. They happened to center around small towns. I really loved both of these books. I thought they were very well done. Had a good time with it, and I gave both of them 4 stars. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. And I just remembered something else. The ending. The ending. How dare you leave it on that? How dare you? Oh my gosh. If you've read this book and you know what I'm talking about, I think no. I don't think so. And it's really sad. Really sad. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Wait, am I sure that's all I had to say? Am I sure I'm not forgetting something? I don't think so. I don't think so. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them. And I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.